Hello, hello, and welcome to another exciting week of questioning everything. I am so very glad to be back here with you guys. As you know, I have had a bit of computer problems the last couple weeks. Think I have everything working out for the meantime. Uh, Hopefully, everything works good for the show and everything so far. But I'm glad to be back here with you guys nonetheless. So, tonight's episode, it's a little bit of a special episode. I do apologize in advance. Having just gotten my computer back, I haven't had too much time, show prep wise, or getting too much of visuals for this episode, but hope it'll still be a fun episode since it is episode 33. I thought we would dig into the mystery and lore behind the number 33. The echo of 33 throughout our history, throughout pop culture, throughout science, throughout everything. Is it a code in the matrix or what? We're going to go over some of the many occurrences of the number 33 in pop culture, in history, the Masons, Disney, and so much more. Thank you guys all for tuning in live here as well with me. Glad you guys made it back here. So, tonight we'll dive straight in here. I don't know if you guys seen the April 1st moon landing, or not the moon landing, the Artemis 2 launch, where they will visit the moon happening on April 1st, April Fool's Day, of course, right? Uh, Lots of astronauts also associated with the number 33, the Masons in particularly. But yeah, I just would love to see your guys' thoughts on that moon landing happened or that moon launch that happened on April 1st. Do you guys think it was real? Do you guys think it was all just fake baloney? I'm more on the fake baloney side myself. Still let my son watch it. You know, he's big into science and stuff, and he's not quite at the age yet where I want to break to the news, kind of like Santa Claus, that everything about space and stuff is fake. He's big interest in that in school, but we'll have to have that talk one day. That's for sure. But in the meantime, I like to cultivate his curiosity and his interest. So we did watch the live space launch. Yeah, I've seen a lot of flaws and glitches in that. Folks, I just don't know why. You know, it seems like we have less footage of this space launch than we did in the 60s, right? I want to see with the 10,000 satellites that we supposedly have spinning around this Earth of ours, why they couldn't have had one of those pointing at the Earth and seeing Artemis 2 launching into space, right? I would think that'd be very easy to accomplish with the 10,000 satellites that we have spinning around there. And why we have no live streams consistently of this Artemis space launch. That's just one side note I kind of wanted to touch base with you guys since I wasn't around during the time of the Artemis launch on April 1st. But I hope you guys had a great April Fool's Day nonetheless. So let's jump right into this number 33. Very interesting occurrences of that. Uh, the number 33 holds significant weight across religion, science, and numerology, often symbolizing divine intervention, supreme sacrifice, or the master teacher. In numerology, it is frequently associated with the age of Jesus. At his crucifixion, the 33 vertebrae in the human spine, and as a high degree in Freemasonry. The key significance of the number 33, of course, is in Christianity. Jesus was widely believed to have been crucified at the age of 33 when he died. The biblical symbolism as well behind that. The name of God is mentioned 33 times in Genesis, and King David ruled for 33 years in Jerusalem. In numerology, 33 is considered a master number, along with 11 and 22, representing the master teacher, focusing on spiritual uplifting. And of course, in science and anatomy, the human spine has 33 vertebrae columns. Mathematics, 33 is a semi prime number. And of course, the big one in culture and history, Freemasonry. The highest degree in the Scottish Rite is the 33rd degree Freemason. And of course, as we know, it pops up throughout even today. The Charlie Kirk assassination, one of the famous ones there, was the overused amount of times to make us sure we know that Charlie Kirk's killer was caught, supposed killer, I should say, was caught after a 33-hour manhunt. Uh, Oddly enough, there's tons of mystery behind the Charlie Kirk thing, but the 33-hour mark, a lot of the people behind that investigation raising a lot of red flags. The sheriff in charge of the investigation in the county, of course, has resigned recently. And the bullet fragments don't even match the gun of Tyler Robinson. Just a little bit of tidbits about that case. That's very, very interesting. So, another odd occurrence on this 33. And what we'll do tonight, folks, is just kind of go over the many odd occurrences of the number 33. Um, Not so much talking about what it actually means. Personally, I mean, I don't know if it's like a code to the matrix, like kind of keep popping up, like, you know, repeating numbers, etc. But 33 does truly seem to be coded into everything. Absolutely right, Mike. 33 vertebrae in the human spine. Yes, yes. So it doesn't seem like it's just some occult symbolism, right? It doesn't seem like it's just, a Mason code or something like that. Though I definitely do believe, like in pop culture and stuff, they drop that 33N for that Masonic code. But it seems like it goes much, much deeper than that. Um, One of the big intrigues to me is, it always goes back to these places like Disney, right? Did you know there is a Club 33 in Disney? It was founded by Walt Disney himself. Uh, Membership, it's a very, very exclusive club. It's by invite only. Pretty much celebs, CEOs, and politicians are the only ones that get this pleasure of the 33 Club, which is kind of odd because Disney's supposed to be a kid's place, right? So for it to be such a elite club in a kid's place that costs so much money to attend, and again, you have to have an invite only to occur to attend this Club 33. And even with this invite, the cost of it is quite high. Here's the interesting entrance to that Club 33. I just want you to throw that up there for you guys. So the membership costs 25 grand for a buy-in and is 12 grand yearly. And again, like I said, it's by invite only. You can see the blue arch door here, the gold 33 glowing on that tiled mosaic floor below. Very interesting there. But officially, the reason why they say it was named 33 was it was the address of the club, the Royal Street 33. But Walt Disney was again rumored to be a Mason, perhaps even a 33rd degree Mason as well. So again, another coincidence of that number 33. Mike, you said it's actually 50K to 100K. Yeah, that there are like different levels of it too. The cheaper level is on the 25 grand side, but it can go up to all the way to 100,000. You are absolutely right there, sir. But the symbolism here is definitely there. And with the Club 33, there's been some oddities behind that as well. I don't know if you guys seen Lindsey Graham, one of our US senators, grown man with no kids, was spotted at Disney World just the other day with a bubble wand key, walking around like a joyful little boy. Again, he has no kids, he has no wife, nothing like that. He was a US senator on a trip to Disney World all by himself, armed with a bubble wand. Lots of odd occurrences happening at Disney. A lot of missing kids, a lot of oddities behind that. Yeah, the annual dues are 20 to 30K. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, so it's about a $30,000 buy-in, depending on what level of Club 33 you have. It's also the first place in Disney World to serve blues, by the way. Uh, but yeah, and then yeah, it's like another 20, $30,000 a year after that. But it gives you access to all these odd clubs, these interesting facilities in the Disney park. And again, it's by pretty much invite only. You have to be a rich politician, perhaps like Lindsey Graham, CEOs, etc., celebrities. Just just an odd place to have an MVP club at Disney World of all places, in my opinion. Uh, Another odd occurrence of these 33s appearing everywhere is all of these odd celebrity deaths. Too many big names drop at 33. Just to name a few here, we have Chris Farley, Saturday Night Live legend, heart attack at 97 at the age of 33. John Belushi, Blues Brother, overdose 1982, again at the age of 33. Nipsey Hussle, shot in 2019, right at 33. Naya Riviera, drowned 2020 at the age of 33. Sam Cooke, shot 1964, age of 33. Amy Winehouse died at the age of 33. Let me get a couple more here for you. Sorry, my computer's being a little slow here, guys. Yeah, so officially what happened with my computer is it was a power supply issue. And I tried hooking it up myself. I know a bit about computers back in the day, but apparently I didn't hook it up quite right. So thankfully, I have a friend here who is quite a pro at that type of stuff. He was able to get it back up and running. Just took a little bit longer than I thought for that. So that's kind of what was going on with my computer, among many, many, many other things. Okay, so let me name a couple more here. Carol Kennedy was the fashion publicist and wife of JFK Jr. He died in a plane crash at the age of 33. Uh, Mary Magdalene died at the age of 33. Of course, Jesus Christ was crucified at the age of 33. Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber died at the age of 33 as well, executed at the age of 33. That's just a few of them. As you can see, a very large list, a very odd coincidence. Yes, the lead singer for AC/DC as well died at the age of 33. The original AC/DC singer, Bon Scott. Yeah, Bon Scott died at age 33. There's no such thing as space travel. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. There is talking about the Artemis 2 launch. It does all seem very fake and gay, which is upsetting because when I was a kid, much like I was talking to you guys about my boy, loved space, loved science, loved dreaming of going up to the stars one day myself. And I do still hold out that dream because I do believe, I mean, obviously the stars are, visuals, luminaries in our sky. They are out there. You can see Saturn, you can see planets with your own personal telescope. I've done it myself. So there is a way to travel there. There is something there. It's not nothingness, but the space that we've been taught about in school, the science that we're taught by NASA, yeah, that's all fake. Timothy McVeigh isn't dead though. That's the fittest flat earther. I have not heard that one, Nephilim. That's a funny one though. He's got some great points. He's got a lot of great insights. Maybe that's where he gets them from. He's all part of that 33 club. I did see, if you guys follow the fittest flat earther, he's got a great compilation about falling angels or fallen angels. A lot of the celebrities, they don't die, they just switch places, switch roles. Many people playing the same part, and he's got a lot of you guys should check out that video. Maybe I'll link it to you guys here in the description on this afterwards, but yeah, he's got a lot of great side-by-side comparisons between living celebrities now and their doppelgangers from the past, like Alex Baldwin, Owen Wilson. A lot of people have very, very odd doppelgangers from history. And he's made a very great compilation of that as well. So back to the number 33, though. So in astronomy, it's considered the two glorious luminaries in our sky, the sun and the moon. It takes 33 years for the lunar phase to return to its original position in the night sky, according to astronomical calculations in relation to the solar and lunar calendars. The 12-month solar year totals 365.24 days, and the 12-month lunar year consists of 354.36 days, a difference of 10.88. The moon trails 10.88 days behind. Therefore, it is during the 33rd year, 10.88 times 33, equaling 359.04. It is in the 33rd year that the lunar phase returns to the exact same position in the sky. The smallest dwarf planet in our solar system is called Ceres. It is the 33rd largest celestial body, therein, interestingly, comprising about one third, i.e., 33%, of the mass in the asteroid belt. And again, we talked about the human anatomy. In the human spine, there's 33 vertebrae. The same number of vertebrae is shared with most of the mammals. Even a giraffe will have only 7 vertebrae in its long neck. The spine refers to the strength, the omnipotence. Universally, omnipotence is the knowledge and perfection of the one creator, God. In chemistry, The atomic number of arsenic is 33. It is said to be the perfect poison, being colorless, tasteless, and odorless, often used many times in history to take out elites. So it is described as the king of poisons, which also proved to be the ideal poison of kings, i.e., King George III and the supposed death and poisoning of Napoleon Bonaparte. Though I personally think Napoleon, along with many of these historical figures we are taught, are nothing more than creations. We'll talk about that in another episode, though. Quite a number of lyrics in songs and texts and films revolve around the number 33. In Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol, the tattoo on the chest of Malachi, a double headed phoenix using the nipples as the bird's eyes, with number 33 in the center. According to Mr. Brown, ironically on page 333, God is mentioned 33 times in the book of Genesis. So, in Judaism, everybody's favorite religion, the numeral 33 plays a very prominent role in the Kabbalah. In the aforementioned creation story, the name of God appears 33 times in Genesis. The law of Moses required 33 days for ceremonial cleansing. The important holy day of Lag BaAmor, I apologize for any of the Jewish audience if I mispronounce that, occurs 33 days after the feast of the Passover. The Star of David, aka the Magen David, and afterward called the Seal of Solomon, is made up of two intersecting equilateral triangles, 3 and 3. It is also traditionally believed that Jacob had 33 children, not only the 12 boys in Dinah that are recorded in the Old Testament. But in the Quran, there are 99, 33 times 3 names of God. Hence, the Islamic prayer beads are generally arranged in sets of 33 in total, or alternatively, in three distinct combinations of 33, made up to 99. According to Al Jazeera, a well known scholar among the Muslims, the dwellers of heaven will exist in a state of being perpetually at the age of, you guessed it, 33. In the Vedic religion, Hinduism, the Vedic religion constituted the ideas and practices that were prevalent amongst the Indo Aryan peoples and subsequently proved to be a major tradition which shaped Hinduism. Interestingly, thereon, the number of deities in this religion is 33. In Buddhism, founded upon the teachings of Buddha, the awakened one, dating back to the 6th or 5th century BC, the second level of heaven is named, forgive me if I mispronounce this, any of my Buddhist listeners out there, Tre Astramasa, meaning of the 33 gods. Also, the number of incarnations is said to embody is, you guessed it, 33. You are absolutely right there, Kristen. Ancient texts don't mention the moon. Uh, there is actually a book, I believe it's in Rome, a Roman book, like thousands of years ago, that talk about the time the moon just appeared. There's a lot of interesting theories behind the moon, folks. We can have a whole episode on that. Some people think it is a plasma projection of the lands of our realm, the true map of our realm. Others say it's a crafted satellite, a non naturally occurring satellite that's actually hollow inside. They're saying that it was built by a civilization long, long ago and made as a monitoring station for our realm. I personally don't know exactly what the moon is, and nobody really truly does. We all have our theories. We all have a lot of great thoughts behind that, but it is all circumstantial until one of us tries to take the trip to the moon and see for ourselves, or if it's even a place we can go, like a plasma. That's kind of been my leaning theory on it is that it's a plasma projection. The way that the moon maps align with our maps of this realm. I don't know if you guys have seen the video that I've done on the past on that subject, where you take the map of the or the face of the moon, the only face that we see of the moon, and you project our map over it, and you can align where these craters are right into the map of our known world, the known map that we're all familiar with. A couple people have done great jobs of documenting that. Perhaps we'll have an episode digging deeper into the moon because it's very interesting topic, very especially relevant with them supposedly going back. And when have we ever lost the technology for anything? That's what really got me about the Apollo missions being fake. If the moon is a place we can go to, I don't think we have the ability or capabilities to go to it yet. I don't think it's a physical object though myself, and one of the big reasons I think of that is not just that map, but I've done my homework on it myself with, testing the moonlight theory. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but next time you guys have a full moon out and it's a well moonlit night, invest in a $20 laser thermometer from Amazon. Take that laser thermometer out there and take a temperature reading of the shaded areas, and then take a temperature reading of the moonlit areas. Consistently, you will find that the moonlit areas are 3 to 4 degrees colder, if not more. That should be impossible if it's a dusty ball or a dusty rock reflecting the light of the sun. It would not lose temperature in the reflection of the sun. It would stay the same, if anything. Consistently 4 degrees plus colder anywhere you try it. It's very, very interesting. And I've tried to do it in all different types of circumstances. I've tried, on several different nights, several different areas around my yard, just to make sure, consistent variables, maybe different patches heated differently or, exposed to the sunlight prior to the sunset more. But everywhere you look, folks, and try it yourself. Something I seen a long time ago, I had to go out on Amazon and verify myself. That's what I like about Amazon nowadays in our overly consumer world we live in. You can buy a lot of great things on Amazon for very cheap uh, to help with some of these experiments we've done. Another ones I just bought myself to check out the skies, all those orbs in the skies. I bought myself a infrared night vision camera, and I have only had one night of non-cloud covered skies. But I tell you, folks, you point an infrared camera out at the night sky, and you will see orbs like you've never seen orbs before. Alice, that's kind of what I'm leaning to. That's even Tesla said that this world is an electromagnetic world with ever expanding lands. That's kind of what I think we're in now. Everything just seems to have an electrical charge. How, the ether works. You can get free energy from the ether above. We've seen that experiment with the drones you can do yourself. Flat Earth Dave even talked about doing it himself and getting quite a big shock from it. But yeah, I think this realm is very much an electromagnetic realm. It's not a ball of spinning ball of rock spinning what 666 miles per hour around the sun, and while orbiting all of the galaxy at what 6,666 miles. I don't know, with all those 666s. Very, very odd, and it's just all the the models that we're given now. It's all fake. And one of the reasons why they fake all this stuff, folks, is to make us believe there is no creator, no God. They want us to think we're spinning on a rock in the middle of nowhere, around a sun, around, just in the vast emptiness of space, that we're just insignificant specks. And we're anything but that. It is just too perfect. There's too much symmetry, like we're talking about with the number 33 today. Um, there's just too much random or too much occurrences of, perfect symmetry, perfect, everything for this just to be coincidental, just occurred by a big bang, right? The second black sun nemesis. Remember David Bowie's last message he gave us before he passed, that music video, Dark Star. The people went into trance in the second sun, black nemesis. Yes, the black sun, that's referred to a lot as well. That one song, Black Hole Sun, I can't remember who sings that. That was a great song back in the 90s. But yeah, that's one of the many supposed visible luminaries in our sky. There's been videos like during the eclipse and stuff where they have seen many other objects captured, uh, and they're theorized to be, like celestial objects that are being hidden by our normal sun. And when the eclipse occurred, people were able to get footage of these multiple other celestial objects, and one of them are the black sun. Soundgarden, that's who it was, King. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I was a little young for that, but I do remember that song growing up in the 90s. Great song, great song. Great music video. Where were we here on this second 33 here? Okay, so in the Bible, one included, I already covered that. A charity called Illuminations vowed to have the Bible translated into every tongue and distributed to all nations of the world by 2033. 2033. At the estimated cost of 33 million pounds. The word amen has a numerical value of 33 based on simple English gematria, where a equals 1, an M equals 13, a 3 equals 5, and n equals 14. Adding all that together to equal 33. In 1978, John Paul I pontificated, lasted only 33 days, and that year also became known as the Three Pope Year. The numerical 33 being a multiple of figure 3, or adjoining 3 and 3 metaphorically, it represents the Holy Trinity, the cornerstone of Christian faith. Most significantly, as we talked earlier, the Lord Jesus Christ is said to have lived 33 years upon this earth. This is based on the fact that, according to St. Luke, one of the disciples, and a first century historian, the Lord Jesus started his public ministry at about the age of 30 years. Luke 3, chapter 3, verse 23, and that his crucifixion took place at the time of the third Passover during his ministry. He therefore dies at the age of 33. He left a bright and shining example for us to follow, suffered a painful and ignominious death on the cross of Calvary, so as to consummate the redemption of all those who faithfully and sincerely put their trust in him, the risen Emmanuel. Interestingly, the gospel enlisted 33 miracles, which were performed by the Lord Jesus Christ. It is therefore not surprising that the number 33 is called the Jesus number. Who's that other flat earth guy channel name? He does the doppelganger celebrities clones. I'm not sure who that one is. I do know of the fittest flat earther. He's done quite a lot. I don't know too many flat earth people. I mean, here and there, I know, obviously Dave Weiss, fittest flat earther. There's tons of them out there. I don't follow any of them in particularly that closely, but I'm not sure if there's another one out there or not, Sedona, that also makes that comparison. Perhaps we'll make that comparison as well in another video here as well coming up, because it's very interesting. Very interesting, those fallen angel things. Like we talked about in the last episode, there are approximately 200 craters, meteor craters, they say, on the planet. Coincidentally enough, they all come from the same direct downward position. None of them are side hitting meteors or anything like that to leave these craters. They are all perfect craters from like a direct downward position. Coincidentally enough, the fallen angels were said to be that came to Earth were 200, the same amount that there is craters. Back to the 33, though, the basic orders in Freemasonry, the craft and the mark, are founded on the building, completing, and dedicating of the temple at Jerusalem. Likewise, the Royal Arch in the English Constitution is founded upon the rebuilding of the temple where it formerly stood in Jerusalem. It is believed that the site of King Solomon's temple is located near enough to latitude 33 north in Israel. Coincidentally, many of the so-called higher degrees in Freemasonry all originated in France. It is of note that the international dialing code of the country of France is none other than 33. Of the many orders in Freemasonry, the Christian orders adopt the numeral 33 in the proceedings. The best examples are the Red Cross of Constantine, the Knights Templar Priest, the Royal Order of Scotland, and the Society's Resurrection in Angelia. Sorry if I pronounced that last one wrong, to name a few. But the most notable is the ancient and accepted rite, which was in England and Wales until recently a Christian order, when the contemporary Supreme Court denounced it after 178 years. The first Supreme Council for the A and AR, aka the Mother Supreme Council, was opened in 1801 in Charleston, South Carolina, which lies at latitude 33 degrees north. It is now the headquarters of the southern jurisdiction of the Freemasons. In 1813, the Supreme Council for the northern jurisdiction of the U.S. was formed. And on the 26th of October, 1845, the patent was issued to Dr. Robert Thomas Crucifix for the formation of the Supreme Council for England and Wales and its districts and chapters overseas. Interestingly, this took place in the 33rd year of the Supreme Council's existence. In England, the headquarters of the Supreme Council, aka the Grand East, before moving to 10 Dukes Street in St. James, had an interesting address between 1865 and 1911, that of number 33 Golden Square, London. That's just going over some of the chapters and headquarters of the Freemasons. Whereas in a few Christian Masonic orders, the number 33 featured only in the ceremonial or as part of the furniture, it is quite explicit only in the A and AR, where the full title of the ruling body is the Supreme Council of the 33rd degree of the ancient and accepted rite for England and Wales and its district and chapters overseas. In fact, these are the first words any candidate for perfection hears as he receives the intermediate degrees, the 33. The figure 33 is repeatedly pronounced throughout the perfection ceremony. At the first point, the candidate is directed to travel 33 days, and at the second point, in the mansions of light, the candles, lights upon the white altar in the east, are 33 in number. They are placed in the form of three inverted equilateral triangles, having a white cubic stone at their junction in the center of on the fourth or middle step. All Supreme Councils, 18-degree certificates in England and Wales, are thrice embolized with the number 33, once in Roman numerals and twice as the Arabic number 33. It is claimed that the order of the ancient and accepted rite is formed according to two constitutions of 1762 and 1786. The latter is AKA the Grand Constitutions. Historically, it is said that a certain Frenchman received a patent in 1761 from the Grand Lodge of Masons in France to propagate Freemasonry overseas. The original of the said patent has never been found, however. In 1762, the receiver of that patent, Stephen Morin, the Frenchman, sailed to West Indies, but his ship was captured by the British and he was taken to England. That's just a little bit of the history of the Freemasons for you. And let me see here. Sorry, folks, I'm just trying to get to my next notes. Let's take a quick sponsor break, real quick, though. We'll be right back with you here, and we'll talk more about the history of the number 33. Be back in just a moment, folks. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are hearing me. I'm having a little bit of problems with my connection here. It's not letting me play any of my audios. So I guess we won't go to commercial. Oh, here we go. Sorry about that, folks. Let's go back to the sponsor break. I got it working now. Maybe. Lovely, lovely. Can I get somebody in chat to say something? Make sure that we are still on. It looks like it's disconnected on my end. Can you guys still hear me okay? Testing, testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're back here now. Sorry about that, guys. Internet issues, I guess. It's saying on my end, trying to reconnect. Make sure you have stable internet connection, but it does look like I'm connected on at least most of my lives. I don't know. Facebook, I can see I can't tell on YouTube and stuff, but we'll just continue as such, skipping the commercial. Oh boy, I'm sorry. My computer's really just kind of being laggy right now, folks. So, we talked about Disney's 33 Club. We talked about all of the 33 numbers in pop culture and recent culture as it comes. What does it all mean, though? Like I said, personally, what I think it is kind of like a coding in the matrix, like a repeating number, a repeating symbol to get those awakened minds to kind of see this true reality. Our 33 vertebrae in our spines, Jacob's ladder, connecting to Christ consciousness. All these 33s are not just random coincidences, folks. They are a pattern, a repeating pattern in this realm. Much like all these resets throughout history, it's a pattern that we should be aware of. Though I don't have the exact answer for what this pattern is, it is clear that it's everywhere. It's not something that's just a Freemason calling card that they use, though I definitely think that's part of it. Like when you see those events in the news where they say 33 dead, 33 injured, those are like little Mason calling cards. The Charlie Kirk 33-hour investigation. That's all little winks and nods for those people in that club that you and I are not a part of. But the number 33 goes way, way deeper than that. It's a coded symbol, part that has been used throughout history. Even ancient Egypt had the number 33 in it. Uh, the Jed pillars, Osiris's backbone, four crossbars stability. Um, the stone of Jed next to the spine diagram, 33 vertebrae. The Osiris dismembered. Sorry, folks, my notes are kind of cutting out here. Yeah, just a moment, folks. I'm trying to refresh this page to see if I can get to my next screen here. And having a little bit of issues on the computer side still, it looks like. So let's just kind of wrap up to where this is at for 33. Let's take some more of your questions and see how long we can hold this out for and maybe cut it a little bit short so I can see what's going on with this computer still. So 33 as a code, 33 hertz, cymatic hexagons, Saturn's rings, the honeycombs on Saturn's pole. It's all a code. It's the matrix 33's admin key resonates a feedback loop, questioning everything creates that feedback loop. The math of I'm sorry, folks, my computer's just I'm really trying to get back up online here and everything's kind of freezing at the same time. So numbers don't lie, folks. Uh, Numbers are patterns. Is basically what I want to kind of convey to you with this 33. Whether you think it's a matrix, whether you think it's, a flat earth, whatever you think it is, you have to be aware of these patterns in there. Why 33 for the spine's vertebrae? The energy rises, the enlightenment, Jesus crucified at 33. Buzz Aldrin was a 33rd degree Freemason. Uh, it's an echo of power that they have. It's a resonance. So let's take a few of your questions here. So I'm having a little bit of computer problems still with you guys. So I can kind of at least button up where we were here on that 33. Just scrolling through some of the chat here now. I think the Earth isn't a perfect globe, but it isn't flat either. It's more like an apple shape because the North and South Pole cave in. Well, that's kind of the toroidal field, the torus field, the electromagnetic realm field there, Sedona. That's kind of what I think it is. Lisa, you think it keeps us under a spell, the number 33. I'm not sure if it's a spell that it's doing. I believe it's perhaps even more the opposite. The Jacob's ladder, the path of enlightenment. Jesus' culminations and connections with the number 33, dying on the 33 years old on the cross. I believe it's more of a way to break us of the hypnosis. But as you know, the elites like to perverse and hijack symbolisms and meanings and use it in their own rituals and their own paths. So the number 33 gets a bad rap for the connections to those Mason clubs, like Disney's Club 33. But I think it's more of a code, like a number that's repeated in the code. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had lucid dreams, but when you lucid dream, you'll see like a pattern or something repeating over and over again to kind of make you know that you're in a dream. And I believe that's almost what 33 is. It is also a frequency, yes. When you play, yes, Alice, it is a frequency as well. And when you play 33 hertz in one of those cymatic plates, those plates where you put that sand on there and you play a sound on it, a specific frequency, it forms perfect hexagonal patterns. I don't have a visual for that here. Like I said, I'm having some problems. I just got my computer back this morning, so I didn't have time to pull up as much visuals as I wanted to for this episode. I was just glad that I was able to get this episode all together here before 10:30. So, with that said, my computer problems being what it is, I'll probably cut it short here to the hour mark. And now that I got my computer stuff up and running, the next two episodes will be normal hour and a half long segments. But kind of lost most of my notes that I had on this, but I got most of what I wanted to kind of convey to you guys with all these 33 numbers repeating throughout history. Yes, that's a great question, Kathy. 369 for Tesla. So Tesla had an obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Tesla famously believed that the numbers 3, 6, and 9 held fundamental cosmic significance, stating if you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. He believed they represented a flux field or a numerical pattern inherent in energy, nature, and geometry. His obsession was the Tesla frequently applied these numbers to his daily life, including walking around a block 3 times, cleaning plates with 18 napkins, and choosing hotel rooms divisible by 3. It essentially consumed him, and mathematical patterns and doubling sequences 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 7, 32 to 5, the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are bypassed, which some interpret as a pattern outside the material vortex system. 9 represents the completion of a cycle or the digital root, while 3 and 6 represent structural points within it. The 369 manifestation method, often found on social media, is the manifestation technique involving writing down a desire 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night to align with this natural energy. So that's a little bit about Tesla's 3, 6, and 9. The beneficial frequencies each add up to 3, 6, and 9. Yes, you are. Yes, I heard that, King. I don't, yeah, that is correct as well. As well. Spirit means to breathe with, identification with, other than self, primal ignorance. True self is unchanging and has no attributes. I agreed with you there, CJ. Agreed with you. Let's take a couple more of these top comments. Yes, you can find those 33 hertz videos on YouTube, Michael. Absolutely, absolutely. Look at some of those cymatic pattern videos. We've done a little bit on them on a episode a couple weeks back, but yeah, those cymatic plates are fascinating when you play certain frequencies on there. Excellent thumbnail. Remember, let me see here. Excellent thumbnail. Remember, Doc, that we made an entire system based off of the melting point, i.e., the changing of states, spiritually and forms. Yes, you are absolutely right there. Very true. Very true. Old records play 33 records. Really? I don't know about that one. I didn't know about that one, Alice. So, yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Took me a moment there. Yeah, those old 33s. You are absolutely correct. My dad used to collect those back in the day. So, the point of this episode was not to crack the code necessarily behind 33, but I really wanted to show you guys how it is in everything. I don't believe it's fully nefarious, though, again, I believe the parasitic elites do hijack anything that's good and twist and convolute it to their own uses. And I believe that's kind of what was going on with the number 33. Scott, Tesla, the latest psyop. Yeah, Scott, I have a lot of opinions on that as well. A lot of people think Tesla was completely made up, a fabrication, uh, to explain some of these technologies of the old world, be kind of like a conduit, kind of like Shakespeare was also made up, they say. I believe a lot of these figures. Not necessarily sure Tesla or not, but a lot of these figures in history that we are taught were creations. Um, as most of this history is just a fabrication that we've been taught, so too are the creations and the figures of this history. Tesla, I believe, might have been a conduit to explain some of this old world technology. Like I said, I don't believe, like he had ether technology ideas as well. I don't know if he was just a complete figment creation or if he was kind of like one of those Shakespeare's. Can we do a video on the secret history of Russia? It's obvious Cold War was a distraction for Soviets, US to militarize the North Pole, united in their world order duty. Yeah, we can definitely do a dive on Russia. I mean, Russia used to be, well, Tartaria used to be a big part of where Russia is now. If you look at Siberia, and interestingly enough, when you look at Siberia on world maps, if you wonder why it's such a desolate location, it's not just the cold of it. It looks like, and if you look at like old world maps, like 1800 maps, where you see all these Tartarian cities and you go and try and find them in Siberia now, you will see a bunch of, hundreds, not thousands of crater lakes, perfectly circular lakes. They say are made by ancient meteors and making craters in the earth, but they're all over, especially where these Tartarian cities were in modern day Siberia. As legit as Einstein, yeah. Einstein, who married his cousin, right? Or his second cousin or something that looks very much like a dude. Yeah, that Einstein, yeah, he was another fake in history. A lot of these supposed geniuses and mathematicians are fakes and creations, much like Stephen Hawking's. Stephen Hawking's, or as I like to call him, Timu Han Solo and Chewbacca, because before his voice box was created, his voice computer, he had a Larry Bird looking like translator that would translate all of his groans and grunts. I don't know if you guys seen the video I posted on that a little while back. That's hilarious if you haven't. Maybe I'll show you guys the next episode, but look up Stephen Hawking's before his computer voice. It's absolutely hilarious how fake Stephen Hawking's was. So, let's see here. The rest of this week, my next 2 episodes, I don't really have, exact topics on hand. Let me know what you guys would like to talk about. The history of Russia, definitely one. I said with my computer being broken and basically in the shop for the last week, I haven't really had too much time to plan in depth for my upcoming episodes as I'd like to have a couple episodes prepared ahead of time. So I had to kind of quickly throw this episode together as well. But the rest of the week, the episodes will be, you know, business as usual, good hour and a half long. Not exactly sure what we'll talk about yet for Thursday or Friday's episode, but we'll definitely have some fun questioning everything. I think I'm having everything frozen on me again. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not, but I think this is where I'm going to kind of stop it. Getting really frustrated with this computer, folks. If you guys want to be a part of the show, if you want to chat either before or after the episode, tell me what you'd like future episodes to be about. Discord is a great place for that. You can find the link to my Discord, all my other pages in my bios under my link tree. If you want to email me either suggestions for the show, submissions you have yourself, or just questions, topics, or whatever, just to say hi, my email, I'm the improbable dreamer at gmail.com is where you can do that at. And if you message me, guys, if I don't get back to you, just try again. I grew way too big, way too fast, and I'm only one person. I never thought I'd have 2 million followers across all my platforms. And with that, my attempt to try and answer every message and every comment from all those platforms is an impossibility. So if you guys want to get a hold of me and I don't respond back, I don't go check my messages too much on my other social medias like Facebook, Instagram. There's just tons and tons, and a lot of them are just junk mail. People sharing me random videos and stuff from other Instagrams. So email is probably one of the best places to get a hold of me. Email and Discord that we have set up. But yes, sorry again, though, folks, for my absence and my computer problems. Hopefully, I am working on getting a new computer. Hopefully, that will be done relatively shortly. So we'll have no more technical difficulties, knock on wood. But until then, I appreciate all of you guys, and I appreciate every one of you for tuning in live here. Sorry that I couldn't deliver on my show the last week, but we will be business as usual this week. Should have Thursday and Friday's episodes, no problem. Let me know what you guys want to talk about on those episodes, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you for tuning in. And until we meet again, question everything, friends. See you Thursday.